Hello Mules. In this session we shall see how scatter gather works. So what is scatter gather? The name itself says that scatter gather, it scatters the input response to multiple targets. Okay, it will send the input target or input message concurrently to different targets. So we can keep as many targets as we want. Currently you can see I have two targets. This is my first target and you can see this is my second target. Likewise, so the input message whatever is coming from just before the scatter gather is splitted or scattered to multiple targets concurrently or parallelly or asynchronously. All three terms are same, and then it will collect each response from each target and gathers the response and gives the output. Okay, it will gather the response or output from each target. Here for example, this is the payload which we are setting in first target, which is coming from a third party API. Here we are collecting the details of weather details, and in the second target what I am trying to do is I am fetching the bank details which are stored in database. So these two targets, it will collect the response and combine into one, and then it will give out the output. So we shall see what kind of output does scatter gather gives, and how the timings and all will be happening in scatter gather. As I said, scatter gather routes the message parallelly or asynchronously or concurrently. Okay, so but what it will do is, for suppose my first target is taking some kind of 30 seconds to complete and my second target is taking 50 seconds to complete the process. So what scatter gather does is, though it process concurrently, each target will wait for the other targets to complete and then only it will come out of scatter gather. That means, as I said, my first target is taking 20 seconds, and if my second target is taking 50 seconds, then to complete this scatter gather process, the total time taken is 50 seconds. That is nothing but the largest time, the longest time which the target is taking, that would be the longest time to get the response out from scatter gather. So the point which you need to remember is, though the processors are the targets are processed concurrently, it will still wait each target to complete, and finally it gives as an output, because it is coming as a collection, right? It have the each target has to wait so that all targets are getting processed and it will combine into one single object. I'll show you the object how it will look. Okay, that is one thing you need to keep in mind when you are working with scatter gather. The second thing which you need to think of is, if any of the target is failing in the scatter gather, suppose you might have 10 targets, out of 10 targets 9 targets are processed smoothly, but somewhere one target is failing, then the whole process will stop. Okay, then the whole process will error out. So in that case, what is the solution? I'll tell you. Okay, first let us see a success path. So what I am trying to show you here is, I have a logger where I am printing the time before starting scatter gather, and after scatter gather I am printing the time like after scatter gather. And my first target is to call a weather API to fetch weather details. Okay, I'm just transforming those details like application JSON, simple payload transformation, as well as, so what I am trying to print here in the logs is the time taken for the target to complete. Okay, target one time. Same likewise in the second target, what I am trying to do is I am trying to fetch that bank details, and then here also a simple transformation application JSON, and then here also I am trying to print target 2 time. So let's see, my application is already got deployed. Okay, so let me run it. So I got the response. Now you should observe what is the type of response that scatter gather gives out. Okay, this is a single object. Okay, so this is a single object of multiple objects of the targets. So 0 is nothing but the response that you got from the first target. So it is a single object, sorry, it is the single object of multiple objects that are coming out from each target. So each target output has whole mule event. When I say whole mule event, that means it is containing payload, inbound properties, if there are any attributes, you can see here, right? Attributes, payload, everything will be printed. So the output of each target is a single mule event object. Likewise, it will gather each and every target output. So each output is an object again here. So this is your final object. Okay, This is a final object. When you open it, you can see 0 and 1 target. So we have two targets, right? So this is 0th target. I mean, this is the first target where we are calling weather API. If you expand this output, you can see all payload attributes, inbound properties, etc. That means what it means? It is a Mule event. Okay. So if you minimize this, you can see here, right? You are seeing attributes as well. Okay, these are the attributes like status codes and etc. And when you minimize this, and if you see the second target, this is the payload that I am getting from database. All right, so currently I don't have any attributes for database, but still you will have those keys and all. Okay, so this is the output, basically the typical output that you get from database. Okay, so not database, from the scatter gather. So it is a single object of multiple mule events that is coming from each target. Okay, if there are 10 targets, you will see 0 1 2 so on till 9. And if you want only payload, then what you can do is you can just, so this is like payload of 0 dot payload, something like that. We will see that in a debug mode. Okay, so again I try to print logger, right? So this is the logger which I am printing just before scatter gather. It is at 23 9 45th second. Okay, so everything is within 45th second, but here I wanted to show it's 15 milliseconds. And you can see first my target 2 is completed. Okay, that means this process has been very quick when compared to target 1. So that's the reason our logger, first logger, is printing as target 2, which is completed at 45th millisecond, and this is like target 1, which is like immediate after that. But what is happening is each target will wait, and then after that it will combine the output and gives the resultant output like this. Okay, so this is a pretty successful case. Also I was saying, right, if you want only payload, what you can do, I'll show you. Send the request again. So now here you can see, right, our payload is like combination of two mule events. So if you want, if at all you want only payload, so what you can do, payload, okay, you can write of 0. Okay, so of 0 you will get these values, or payload dot 0 will not give the answer. So payload of 0 dot payload, okay, that will give only the actual payload value without attributes. Clear? If you want attributes, only attributes, you can write attributes, you will get all the attribute details. Likewise, okay, let me go back again. So payload, okay, you will get the payload details. Here it is showing my temperature details. Okay, if you want the second target payload details, you can mention as payload of 1 dot payload. This is the actual payload that I am getting from database. Okay, and if you want to flatten, okay, let me give like output application JSON flatten of payload. So this is give, because flatten we cannot use for on object. So what I'll do is payload of 0 dot payload plus let's try this, payload of 1 dot payload. This is also an object, so it will expect an array. So what I can do is I can keep everything within array. So here in this way I'll just copy paste. Okay, so basically let me put over here, just I wanted to show you here. Okay, this is the payload that I have used. Like you can use this way to flatten your payload so that your output, I'll show you again. So send the request again and click on x plus y, paste this code. So when you use this syntax, right, you will get something like this. Okay, combination of two payloads. So you can use any syntax to get your desired output. So this is how the scatter gather actually works. So as I said earlier that if any of the target is failing, then the whole scatter gather will error out. So for that scenario, what I am trying to do is, let me change the URL to create a error scenario. Okay, just I am modifying my URL. So in this case, what will happen is my first target will fail, and that's the reason the whole scatter gather will fail. So how to resolve that? In that case, what is the alternative, or still you need to get the output, right? Because of the first target, we should not, basically the use case will be something like you should combine all the outputs that are coming from each target. That will be your real time scenario. But because of one target failure, you should not, you should not lose your second target payload. In that case, what you can do is, so let me send the request. You are getting an error. Okay, so let me show the console. Okay, next. Okay, still see the second process will run. Okay, the second target will run, but still this will error out. Okay, so what will happen is, most of them will think that if first target is failing, the second target won't execute. No, it will definitely execute all the targets, but the only thing is, at the end the whole scatter gather will error out. Okay, so whenever any target is failing, don't assume that other targets are not executed. Other targets are also executed. For example, so you should be very precise whenever you are using some statements like insert statement or upsert statement. You might be thinking that because this HTTP request is erroring out, it will not execute the second target. No, here you can see it is executing. So insert statement also will execute, and it will insert the rows, and at the end it will error out, and it will come back and say that exceptions were found, one of the route is failing. In that case, what we have to do? Okay, the best and optimum solution is, you need to wrap each you need to wrap each target or any connector that you think that it will error out into a try block first thing. Okay, so just keep everything in a try block. Do the same thing for the other target as well. Okay, now next question will come is whether you need to use on error propagate or on error continue. When you keep on error propagate, it will again raise as an error, right? So there is no use in using on error propagate for this scenario. If you use on error propagate, it is same like whether you keep try block or not. There is no difference in that. It will again raise as an error for scatter gather. So it is always preferable to use try and on error continue combination. It must be used whenever you are doing error handling part and all. This is very important, so that your scatter gather will not error out. Okay, so what I will do is, I will keep some simple payload saying that error occurred in target 1. You can handle any kind of error handling over here. For now I am just keeping set payload over here. Okay, so I'll say target 2. Okay, let me save it, start redeploying. So this is the solution which you need to do if you don't want this scatter gather to error out. It's not the solution, it is a mandatory thing to keep this scatter gather every target inside a try and on error continue, so that all targets will execute and come out as a single object of Mule events. Okay, so let me see if my application is restarting. Okay, it's restarted. Let me send the request again. You can see it is erroring out, right? So after erroring out, so this will run concurrently, right? That is why your debugger point is moving here and there, because it is running parallelly. Okay, don't worry. So when you come out of this, you can see there are two payloads, right? So let's execute this whole part and see what is the output. So here you can see again I got a single object of multiple mule events. I am repeating this word because it is very important to know what is the output of each target. Each target output is a mule event, and again, so finally the scatter gather output is the combination of multiple mule events, and mule event is nothing but an object. So everything here is an object. There is no array concept in scatter gather. Okay, so it is a single object of multiple mule event objects. And you can see as our first thing is erroring out, you can see my payload value here. You can see, right, error occurred in target 1, and your second target is fine. You are getting that payload details. Okay, so this is how scatter gather works, and this is what scatter gather is. So whenever there is a use case where you need to send your request to multiple targets and fetch the information into one, then you need to use this scatter gather, and it is one of the important what you can say is important flow control to use, and which is widely used. Hope you like this session.